What's up guys, Ninja James is signing, and in this video I'm going to be going over my cubic deck profile. So the last cubic deck profile I did, I said obviously it's my favourite deck one of my favourite decks of all time, and that still holds true along with Super Heavy Samurais. And the deck is receiving new cards in Duel Overload. I've tested with them with some proxies. By the time this video comes out, there's probably already cubic deck profiles out there, and probably not only just that, there's probably Duel Overload already out, but hopefully this video will get out as soon as possible. But anyway, let's go on to the pros and cons of this deck, because I've started doing them since the Super Heavy Samurai deck profile. I had a little screen of it, which you're probably seeing about now, but I'm going to continue on with the newer version and all that. So, the pros of Cubics. Cubics can steal games pretty easily with its rank 4 engine. Like, it can go into stuff like Utopia Double kind of easily, and other stuff like Extor Knight if you have an Extor Knight. Unfortunately, I do not, but Extor Knight is a really good card that you can use as well as Bagushka. And as well, this deck can have some 2-card combos in it, like Summon the Monk and Karma, and a few other cards in there that can be 2-card combos. And also it can play the waiting game, so if you never went all out in one turn, you can be able to stall out the game quite a bit, especially if you run more traps and spell cards. But this version of the deck, it doesn't really like playing the waiting game. It wants to finish off its opponent pretty quickly before they can make a board that has too much recursion. And also, this specific deck can bait out hand traps really well. You can bait out Ash Blossom pretty quickly, as well as Effect Failure if you want to waste your Duja to be able to use something like Foolish Barrel of Goods. And for the cons, this deck can be extremely bricky. So if you draw too many Dujas, for example, if you draw just like multiple seeds or just like Caramel Unification, it just stops the deck from functioning. It's kind of like Autogeist in a way where if you have really bricky hands, but at the same time you have really amazing hands as well. And it runs out of steam really quickly if you go all out on your first turn and you don't kill your opponent, since you're banishing off your karmas and your unifications. You're going to need those if you're going to play the waiting game, especially against a really good stall deck. And not only that, DD Crow and Artifact Lancia basically just shuts down most of this deck. Unless you can go into Utopia Double and kill them through that, then you're not really going anywhere, because you're not able to search, you're not able to summon with your unification. It can just stop most of the deck. But anyway, that's all the pros and cons out of the way, so let's get on with the deck profile. So starting off with the monsters, we're going to start off with the main engine monsters. We have 3 Dujas, Duja the Meteor Cubic Vessel. Of course, we're going to play 3 of him. He's basically the best monster in the deck. You can send any of your cubic cards from deck to grave, and that can be your Karma and your Unification, so that when it's removed off the field, you're able to either special summon or you can add a card freely. I also play 3 Summoner Monks to get out my Duja earlier. I think the camera's light is in it. But anyway, you play 3 Summoner Monk to get into Duja quicker and also for combos, as well as 1 Gen X Ally Birdman, or should I say Cubic Ally Birdman, because I feel like he should be a part of the Cubic deck. But Gen X Ally Birdman, he's really good for going into stuff like FA Dawn Dragstar, and also to go into your Link 2s, which you could run Needle Fiber in this deck. I'm not at the moment because I only run 1 tuner, so it's not really worth it. But yeah, those are the main combo pieces of the deck. Then for the rest of the monsters, we've got 3 Crimson Novas. Nova is your beat stick of the deck, and it can be basically a massive wall to end games and even cause ties in some circumstances. I also run one king, one emperor, and one behemoth. I really do advise for you to run one of the small kings instead of the bigger kings, because the small king you only need one monster to send, while the other king you have to send two monsters. As well as the small beast, you can send one monster. With the bigger beast, you have to send two. The Emperor and the Behemoth are used to be able to summon off of the unification if you run out of Dujers, and since they're level 4s, that allows you to go into your rank 4 engine. I also play 3 Seeds. Seed is pretty good, that if you have a really bricky hand and you just have a Seed, you can be able to use it for defensive purposes and make sure that you're able to survive maybe 1 or 2 more turns to be able to get the correct cards that you need to be able to combo off. So that's it for the monsters. Okay, sorry about that, guys. There was an issue with my phone, how I'm recording it and stuff like that. But anyway, back to what I was about to do. So for the spell cards, we have 3 full spell of goods. Goods is the best spell in this deck. You can send any of your cubic cards to the deck from your deck to your grave. You can bait out Ash Blossom. It can give you a free search into your Duja. It's all around a really good card. So I also run three Karmas. Karma is another great spell in this deck that I use a lot for the combos as well as for searching as well. Its on-field effect is okay, but I wouldn't really recommend using that. I'd probably just stick with the graveyard effect. I also run 3 cubic waves. Wave is kind of iffy sometimes because it's only good in niche circumstances while in hand, but in the graveyard you can use it to be able to stop your opponent's monsters from attacking and using their effects by putting cubic counters on them. Or you can target a cubic monster you control and a monster that your opponent controls. Your opponent's monster loses half their attack while your cubic monster doubles its attack. Sorry about that, guys. That was another one of those issues with my phone. But anyway, as I was saying, I also run 2 cubic dharmas. Dharma is one of the new cards that's coming out in Duel Overload, and Dharma is a continuous spell that reads that you take no battle damage from attacks involving your cubic monsters. Also, you can use each of the following effects once per turn. So during your main phase, while this card's on the field, you can send one cubic card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw 1 card, so that can take out your unifications or your karmas if you don't have the Summoner Monk. And also its graveyard effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 cubic monster in your graveyard and add that to your hand, so that can recur your Dujas if you ever need to get your Dujas back from the graveyard, which you probably do after the first turn. So it could be good running 3 of those as well as 2 waves if you so wish. And for the rest of the spells, I run quite an arsenal of spells, honestly. So I run 3 Super Poly. Super Poly, I main this because of stuff like spirals. You're easily able to take care of them with some of the targets that I have in my deck, and all around it just stops your opponent from setting up a really powerful board. And boards these days can get really broken in some circumstances. I also run for the one-offs, one for one. I also run a Reasoning and Pot of Avarice and a Double or Nothing. So all of these cards are at 1, or you only need 1 of them, which is Double or Nothing. I feel like Pot of Avarice can be used in this deck sometimes. It comes up, but not all the time. 1 for 1 is a really good card to be able to just summon out a monster for free. Same with Reasoning. Also, you can dump a bunch of cards from your deck to the grave. That could be your dharmas, that could be your karmas, and your unifications. And double nothing is for the Utopia engine, which is a really powerful engine in this deck. Now for traps, we only run 6 traps. We run the 3 unification of the cubic lords. It's your free summon from the deck or hand. It's really powerful, it ignores summoning conditions. You never use the on-field effect because I don't have the fusion in this deck, but you can put that in your side deck if you really want to, or put it in your extra deck if you want. As well as 3 Crackdown. So Crackdown, I had to pick between Crackdown and Lost Wind. I thought Crackdown was the better option because you're able to steal any monster and stop their activated effects, while the continuous effects would still remain though. So stuff like a Dark Claw, you'd be able to take that, but its continuous effect would still be active. And yeah, that's the whole of the main deck. Okay guys, sorry about that other cut that I had to do. That's obviously because my phone was being really annoying at the moment. But yeah, what I was going to say before was that you can edit this deck to have more of the new cards in it. Like you can take out cards such as the Pot of Avarice or the 1-for-1 for stuff like Omen and Ascension, as well as maybe 1 wave if you're not going for 3 Dharmas. Because Omen, I believe, is the one where you can just spam cubic counters without banishing any of your monsters. So you probably maybe want 1 of them. And also able to, let me check real quick. I think it's not, it makes one of your cubics unable to be destroyed by battle. So it says that you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 cubic monster. Oh, so the other effect is if your cubic monster battles a opponent's monster that has a cubic counter on it, you can deal damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack point. So basically a Flame Wingman sort of effect. Cubic Ascension is basically another 1-for-1 to special summon out a seed from the deck or hand or graveyard, and you can do that twice in some circumstances. So yeah, you can obviously edit this deck as much as you want to be able to incorporate as many of the new cards as possible, or you can just keep to the build that I have here or use this as a baseline. So now for the extra deck, I run for Link 1s, 1 Link Rebo, easily going into Seed, just linking off into Link Rebo if you need it for another Link summon. But yeah, basically just 1 Link Rebo. I also run a Nightmare package of Cerberus and Phoenix. Cerberus and Phoenix obviously is Baron Trap card removal as well as monster removal. And I also run for some more Link 2s, Underclock Taker. I also run Beat Cop of the Underworld, from the Underworld, as well as for the Link 4, just 1 Bolo Dragon. You could run Ball Sword if you want, but most of these cards are kind of for like just adding on to combos a little bit, or just to remove stuff off the field. Because this deck can be used without an extra deck, which can be a cheaper way to play this deck. I also run for Xyz monsters, the Utopia package of Utopia Double and Utopia, obviously because I played the Double or Nothing. 1 Tornado Dragon for spell and trap card removal, 1 Bagushka for just stalling, a 1 Abyss Dweller to stop your opponent from banishing using cards from your graveyard. And then for the synchros, I play 1 synchro anyway. I play 1 FA Dawn Dragster. It's easy spam trap card negation. You use it off of Birdman and then any level 4, and you've just got an instant small beat stick that also can remove spam trap cards. Then for super poly targets, that takes up the rest of the extra deck, which is 1 dual flex chimera. That's for any cyber deck that you come across, like marine cests or salads. It's pretty easy just to wipe off their cyber monsters to be able to summon out this, and then you can use it for its effect to be able to, I can't remember what its effect is again. Its other effect is that you can tribute it so that spell and trap cards and their effects cannot be activated during the battle phase that turn. So that can also lead to you getting game on your opponent if they're relying on spell and trap cards. I also run one Starving Venom, obviously because it's a super poly target and quite a lot of people use dark monsters, so you're able to just suck them up into a Starving Venom. And I also run the World Chalice Guard Dragon Armaduke. Armaduke is a really powerful super poly target. That's because against a Spiral Bolt, for instance, when they have the Double Helix, the Phoenix, the Appaloosa, and the Trigate, you can just super poly away like most of those cards just to make an Armaduke, and then continue to get rid of that other monsters if you can. Well, that rounds up the entire deck, everybody. Thank you for watching this video, even though it's had a whole bunch of cuts in it. I hope you did enjoy this deck, and I hope that you people will play Cubics in the future as well, because Cubics, as I said at the beginning, is a really fun deck, and I love this deck a lot. So thank you guys for watching, and this is Ninja with James signing out. Peace.